Hi stamping friends, it's Sherry Parker coming to you live on Wednesday, September 17th. Hope you've had a great week so far. It's been a busy one for sure for me, but I appreciate it if you're able to jump on live tonight. If not, hopefully you can catch it on replay. And just a reminder, anyone who comments on or shares each week, I do draw at the end of each video winners. Anybody who comments on or shares is automatically entered in to win the projects that I make each week. So stay tuned to the end and we'll draw for last week's projects. Before we get started on tonight's really fun holiday card, I did want to mention two quick things. October 4th is coming up, and that is World Card Making Day. And the really cool thing about it is that Stampin' Up! Has a free virtual event that's open to anyone and everyone. All you have to do is register. So you can go to my website at sherrythomas.stampinup.net and register. Now, optionally, you can order this kit that we'll be making that day. And I don't know if you can really see it very well, but I got mine in the mail and it's really cute. It's like a card. I just dropped the thing. Like a little card keeper. And then you make 12 cards that go inside, and it has envelopes and all the accessories and everything. So it looks really super cute. I'm waiting to put mine together for the event, but I think it's gonna be really cute. It's $32, and I do have the order information on my Facebook page. So if you're interested, let me know. Secondly, I've started my Stamp Club classes, and tomorrow night is my first one. It's in the September class. It's full, so it's open to 12 people, and I'll be offering one in October as well. It's October 16th, it's Thursday night at 7. You can secure your spot by sending me $10. Sorry, my dog is barking. The $10 basically covers my supplies. So if you do register, it's $10. You must pre-register and prepay. That way I can make sure that all the slots are filled and I don't hold one for someone that can't end up coming. So, but if you do place an order, I will give you a gift that's about a $10 value, so it will offset the cost. And again, there's no obligation or anything, so you can come and just make the cards. So, wanted to mention that. And then last, tomorrow, September 18th, Stampin' Up! Is having a stamp and stamp tool sale. So it's 15% off, except last chance items. So just make sure you check my website tomorrow and you can stock up on things and save some money. So, hi, thanks for joining, Gerald. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna turn my camera around and I'll show you our fun Z-fold card that we're gonna make tonight. If I can figure out how to do it right. Sorry, gosh, you'd think I'd never done this before. All right, so the new holiday mini catalog. This is what it looks like on the cover, and we're gonna use some of the supplies from this, hi Karen, to make our cards tonight. So the first item on page 16 is this Merry Christmas stamp. It's just a standalone stamp, really versatile and nice. And then, hi Donna and Michelle. And then second, we'll be using the branching out bundle. So we'll be using the die cuts. Not everything, of course, that we're using tonight is in the mini catalog. There's some other items. So I want to kind of highlight everything. This paper is gorgeous. It's the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper. Hi, Ronnie. And this is gorgeous. Now, I've used a ton of it, so it seems like it's all this white with the evergreen, but I've used up some of the darker sheets. But just to give you an idea, there are all these patterns. They have kind of like a snowflake made out of pine on one side, and then on the other side are these frosty patterns, really, really pretty, and some snowflakes and everything. So this paper is gorgeous, and I've really had a lot of fun playing around with it. So lots of different color combinations there. So in addition to that, I showed you in the catalog these two items. So the Merry Christmas stamp, I saw this and I'm like, I've got to have that. I like big greetings because it fills up a card and it's just super pretty and elegant. And then I paired it with the branching out dies. So there is a stamp set that comes with this, not this one. But I thought, this would be so pretty in this nice shape here. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I played around with it a little bit, and I'll show you a very simple card that you can make for Christmas cards. So this is what it is. It's a Z-fold card, and you've probably seen these. There's lots of different ways you can do them. But I thought what a nice, simple, elegant card that you could mass produce if you wanted to make your Christmas cards. And yes, I love DSP also, Lisa. And I'm gonna make these 2 cards and just show you how quick and easy they are. There are some years that I make all of my holiday cards, and then there's years that I don't, but this would be one that I think would be very easy to do. So let's get started and I'll show you how quick and easy these are to make. So I have the measurements over here. You can read my handwriting, so in case you're wondering if you want to jot them down, take a screenshot or something. So to start, what we'll do is we'll start with our card base. It's 4 1/4 by 11, right? It's just a normal half. Hi, Ruth. Half of an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock vertically. So on the long side, you will score at 5 1/2, and then also at 2 1/8. And I'll show you in just a minute. The second measurement is somewhat flexible, okay? So this first fold is the base of the card, right? And then the little flap that folds up, you can adjust this based on where you want your flap. I want to show some of this pretty designer series paper. Thanks, Cheryl. So that's why I scored it where I did. So these are not like cut and dry measurements. You don't have to do that. You can play around and get to the, what you like. But I like this because it showed just enough of the designer series paper and didn't cover so much up. So that is what we're going to start. And this is a basic black card base. And then I've got my pieces of designer series paper, and that's what these measurements are here. So the 2 that are on either side like this one measures 2 3/4 by 4. This one is 1 7/8 by 4. And then this one is 1 3/4 by 4. So they're all 4 inches tall. Okay, and again, you can adjust based on, how much of the designer series paper you like to have showing. So the big piece I will put here on the left, and then the other piece of the same pattern I'll put over here. Now you could change it up. You could do all different kind of patterns if you wanted. I thought it was nice having kind of one sandwich in between 2 of the same. So there is my card base. And then for the inside portion, since black is a dark color, I cut a piece of white that's 3 by 4. And I'll go ahead and place that in the middle as well. And then that'll be covered up. Okay, so there's your card base. How quick and easy was that? And then I used my branching out dies. And these are so pretty. They nest together, and there's a lot of different sizes. I think 6 in total. And then in addition to those, there's some pine needles and pine cones and things like that. So really pretty and elegant. So on the white, so I did the 2 largest ones. And on the white one, I'm gonna stamp Merry Christmas. I'm gonna use real red ink. Try to ink it up pretty well there. See if I can stamp this straight. You never know. That's okay. And then I'm going to clean that one off because we're going to use a different color next time. So, okay. And then all we need to do here is just layer it onto the red. And that's basically the card front. So simple. It really does take up the whole card front. And then you'll want to put adhesive on this middle flap, since that's the one that will be the mechanism that holds the pull-out device, okay? I think that's a little crooked. I'm sure you never do that. So, well, good, Ruth. I hope you do case it. That's why we do this, right? So if you wanted to add a few extra touches, you can certainly do that. This is a really pretty red shimmery ribbon. It's actually on the cover of our little brochure that it's gorgeous. So I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit thicker and it has a nice shimmer to it. So I'm gonna put that on there. But first I will put some of these beautiful, they're called traditional sparkling sequins, and they come in red, green, blue, and gold all on one sheet. And so I'm going to just put a few of these down. No rhyme or reason really here. And then last, I will glue the bow. Now you could use a glue dot. I feel like with the bigger, thicker ribbon, sometimes glue works better. Thank you, Felicia. So I am gonna use my green glue. And I'm gonna put that down, and while that's drying, I'm gonna scoot this over, put one of my stamp blocks on it to kind of hold it in place while it dries. Okay, so how quick and easy was that? We're gonna make the same card, but using just different color combination, and at the end you can tell me which one you like better. So for this one, our card base is red, it's real red, and again, we're gonna score on the long side here at 5.5 and 2 1/8. And the 2 1/8, as I said, is a measurement that I just decided on so I could show more of my designer series paper when it's all folded up like that. So we'll just kind of press those down, and then we'll take our designer series paper pieces again. We've got 1 7/8, 2 3/4, and then 1 3/4, and they're all 4 inches tall. So we will go ahead and adhere these to the red. And it is so hard with the designer series paper because both sides are so pretty. Put this one over here. Like, isn't that pretty, that little snowflake? So you could do a completely different color combination with the same pack of designer series paper just by turning it over. And then the middle piece, we use this black, so rich looking, I think. Okay, and then the white piece on the inside, like that. And there you go. So again, for the greeting, this time I'm gonna stamp Merry Christmas in the shaded spruce. This is a really nice green, rich, I feel like it's a good Christmas green. You know, I think really any green will work for Christmas, but this just reminds me of a Christmas tree. Hence the name spruce, I guess, huh? So we will stamp that in the middle. Nice rich green. And then layer that on the coordinating shaded spruce. Cut out with these beautiful branching out dies. I just think that shape is so elegant and pretty. And then last, we'll adhere to the front of the card. Put your adhesive in the middle one there. That way it'll still open and close like that, okay? Decorate however you want with whatever embellishments you want. And I like these because they're nice and big. Like, look how large that is. Sometimes, you know, sequins and such can be smaller. This is nice, it gives you a really good variety. And then for the bow on this one, I took the, thanks Lisa, I like it too, that it's Merry Christmas, and you know, you don't have to get all crazy and stamp a whole lot. It's one stamp and then voila. So this ribbon is shaded spruce on one side and soft seafoam on the other. And I really think this is elegant. I love the two-tone, so you can kind of twist it to whichever side you know you want to be displayed. I'm gonna really try to feature the shaded spruce side. So we'll do that, and again, I'm gonna use glue to hold that down. So while those are drying, I'm gonna set this over here with a block on it, kind of keep it, hold it down. So which do you like? Which color combination? Do you like the black with red highlights like that in the red ribbon, or do you like the more traditional like red and green? So make sure you comment on or share. Let me know what you like. It's always fun to see what people think. Because when I started, the first one I made was the black. But then I thought, you know, maybe if you want more traditional colors, you know, you can do the red and green. So, so let me know what you like. And before we draw for last week's cards, I did want to show you a couple other cards I made with the same suite or the same bundle and stamps. So this card should look pretty similar to one of the ones we made tonight. The only difference is we used some of the pine emboss, and then on the inside I stamped with the little spruce and pine cone branches. So that's just a traditional card. And then here's another Z fold that I did upside down, but you can see I scored it a little bit differently. So it's smaller, it's like 4 by 4. And then when you open it, you have like, I put designer series paper on the inside. So, and then one little trick to save designer series paper that I like to do. So for this one, while the base of the card is the designer series paper, before I adhered that, I used and I cut out the center with this die cut. So you get more mileage out of your designer series paper doing it that way. So so behind here, there's a hole where I cut this one out. But then you can see where I used the branching out stamp set for that one. And then I did emboss with a wreath here. Oh, it's so fun to see you guys what you liked. Red and green, the black, red one. Okay, it's fun. I love to see what people think because we all like different things, and it's fun to see what you guys like. Okay, so those were our cards tonight. I hope you liked them. Very simple Christmas card that is easy to reproduce, and I would certainly encourage you, if you make your Christmas cards, that would be a really easy one to make. So, okay, last week, if you remember, we made these 3 cards with the sunflower 3D embossing folder, and I'm happy to report it's back in stock. I posted that yesterday. It was supposed to come in, I think, next week, but it came in early. So if you want it, by all means, grab it while you can. If you missed this video, go back. You can watch it on Facebook Live replay, or you can go to my YouTube channel and catch it there as well. So, but really fun techniques. We did just regular dry embossing. We did dry embossing, and then on the reverse side, on the deboss side, we swiped it with ink. And then for the heat embossing, we took black cardstock, and after we ran it through, we heat embossed on the deboss side, so you can see all the detail. Just you get a different look based on the technique that you use. So we're gonna draw anyone who commented on or shared last week. Your name is in here. So let's draw for this one here first, and that goes to Ronnie. This one I will mail to you. So for this one here, this will go to Karen Beck. And then last, this black and white one here is gonna go to Cheryl Brunn. So thank you to everyone who comments and shares each week. I really appreciate it. It's fun for me to hear what you think. And, of course, if you have any ideas or techniques that you want to see anytime, just let me know, because I'm always looking for ideas to share and techniques to try. So I would welcome that and love that. So thank you again for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Don't forget about World Card Making Day on October 4th. It's free. So I would love it if you joined in this free virtual event. So take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.